Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at favorable conditions to trade in. So I made a post on this a few days ago. It got a lot of attention and mostly positive, but a little bit of negative as well, which is why I want to touch on something real quick before we get started, and that is you do not have to trade the same way I do. Like if you feel that these conditions are favorable for you and you wish to trade within them, that's fine. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is how I've been successful with trading. You can trade using, moving averages alone and be successful if you know how to use proper risk management and you're really good at reading price action. So there are so many different ways to kind of go about trading that you really have to take everything I say, with just a grain of salt, and don't get heated about things. Like, it's fine if you don't like my style. I don't care. So you shouldn't care either. That's all I have to say about that. But what I did want to chat about, so there are three main things I wanted to talk about, and I am going to elaborate on them, okay? And the first you guys are going to remember is a really steep, unhealthy trend. Now, obviously, if you're an experienced trader, sorry, I'm just trying to zoom in. I'm not trying to go all over the place. And you can identify a zone, okay, and see a breakout happening, and you wish to enter that, and you know how to scale your stops and all of that good stuff, great, go ahead and do that. But for the average beginner, this is not a great setup to take. And the reason for that, this really strong trend here, this is all news, okay? We have a ton of momentum going downwards. And the issue with this is that it's really hard to tell, and we really can't tell when a good pullback is going to happen, okay? So if you can't master your entry here, it can be really easy to get stopped out if price just kind of, shoots back up or down in the opposite trend. That's why I don't recommend beginners trade really steep trends, okay? They're not favorable. We don't get those nice pullbacks with great entry points, okay? Now, this really only happened for a short period of time. Sometimes you'll see this go on for several days to even weeks, okay, depending on the pair. So that's the first one. The next one I want to talk about is really low momentum, and luckily I can actually see it right here. So a trend with really low momentum. Okay, so we're not really consolidating because we are going down, right? We can see we're going down. Guys, we are on the 4-hour chart as well, by the way. So we're going down, but price is really not giving us nice highs and lows, okay? We're pretty much staying really close to this kind of gradient. And if you could consider this consolidation around the trend line, okay? So we're not getting nice pullbacks. And the issue with that is when you have little volatility, and I'm talking about really low volatility, okay? You only have about, like here we have around 30 pips, we'll round up to play with. And that's not really enough to give you a good risk reward. If you entered this, you're not going to be able to really snipe this because there's not really much good rejection there. And your risk reward's just going to be really off. You want to give yourself about 15 to 20 pips wiggle room, right? When you take a trade. And you're only going to be able to gain 27. So there's just not enough volatility to give you a good risk reward. Price also tends to be unpredictable in low momentum trends, okay? And you can kind of see that occurring here. It's just showing us a whole lot of indecision, okay? And although we're going down, we just don't have that nice push, okay? The other part of the coin here to think about is you should really be looking for confirmation on your trades. And there's not really a way to confirm entry when you have no momentum, because part of your entry should consider momentum. Okay. So I always consider momentum. I want a nice strong push out of the zone like this guy, right? And I've said that to you guys multiple times on my channel. So stay away from these areas. Again, if you want to trade low volatility sessions or low volatility trends, go for it. Like, believe me, it's not affecting my life. It's just a suggestion. And the third, and this is where I really got a lot of trouble, was consolidating areas. So guys, if you like trading consolidation, go ahead. Like, seriously, I'm trying to find one now. You see consolidating areas more. Okay, here we go. On pairs like the US Canadian dollar, the US Swiss franc, Euro USD can actually consolidate a little bit too, although lately it hasn't. I'm just really quickly drawing in a support and resistance here. These are not meant to be beautiful lines, okay? I know they're not the best. I'm just drawing them in real quick. What do we notice here? So price is dancing between support and resistance, right? And we're really not getting a breakout really until over here. And even then it kind of just comes right back into that zone. Here's where we get the real breakout, right? The issue with trying to trade consolidating areas is that you have to have a good understanding, first of all, of what proper rejection looks like, okay? And second of all, you have to be really patient, because a lot of times, like, look, had you taken, we see rejection here, right? Maybe confirmation on the lower time frames. Your take profit's likely going to be at this lower zone, okay? So this lower level here, or at least close to it. And it's several days before you hit that area. So if you're really patient, that's great. But the other issue is that we actually see a lot of price is actually quite unpredictable within the zone. So it's not like we're getting, a touch here and then it goes right back down here. So we don't have that momentum we talked about previously. It kind of dances around right underneath that support. Then it goes back down here. You could have had a good trade, comes back down to that support, breaks it a little bit, again, dances around right here, right? Like, there's not great momentum going upwards until here. So all around these areas, okay, you'd have to be really patient. And you would have likely gotten stopped out here actually, because let's see how many pips that is actually. I like to keep my stop loss. Yeah. So that's like 34 pips. Okay. You likely would have got stopped out depending on your risk reward right here as well. And that's the other thing. It might look like you're getting a break of a consolidated area, but you have to be really, really careful of what we call fake outs. And for a novice trader, you're not going to be really good at being able to spot these, okay? Even for advanced traders, it can be really difficult to spot those, and they happen at consolidated areas as well. If you're someone who wants to trade the ranging period, I do have a couple videos on it, okay? So just type in consolidation in the search bar on my channel, or just message me, I'll send it to you. I also have a really good video on entry points and the reason why the longer you wait in a consolidated area, the less price will respect those support and resistance lines. So I have a whole video dedicated to that, but that's the main reason, you guys, that you don't want to trade consolidating areas as a beginner, okay? And again, that's my 2 cents. If you want to trade them, go right ahead. So that's that. I'm not really going to ramble on too much more. Hopefully you like this video. Give me some suggestions for my next one. I think I have a video on fake outs, but if I don't, maybe I'll do that. Let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys Friday.